Hello gents, possibly ladies. We have got my first freebie. That's what we've got. A collaboration. I don't know whether we can go that far with it, but we've got our first freebie. Here's my little channel. Something I never thought I'd even get approached for. You know, I just never really thought it. They had messaged me before Christmas. They've been doing the rounds online and everything. I've seen like lots of YouTubers, and you know, like I said, they've been doing the rounds, and there's nothing wrong with that. They're trying to promote their product. The first initial contact with them was them emailing me, just saying, "Hello, would you like to, you know, show off one of our razors, one of our new kind of razors to them?" And they said about how they kind of felt they were possibly a little bit aligned with me, because like one of the reasons I shave with straight razors, and I do like DEs and SEs as well, but I just don't collect them or shave with them too much anymore. But I probably will do is, you know, if I get to a lucky old age, I might have to, you know, move on to these, because I might end up nearly chopping my head off with a straight or something. So, you know, and I did say to them, like, you know, well, I'm a straight razor user really, but they said that don't matter. If you want to give it a go, we'll give it a go and whatnot. So, well, here we are basically. Zomchi. I hope I'm saying that right. My pronunciation of things is not that great, so if I'm wrong, I am very apologetic. Zomchi. Can't see how it'd be much else really, but there we go. And they are aligned with me with the sustainability side of shaving, like, so they do, well I'm going to say zero waste, but obviously I don't really mean zero waste, because you can't make nothing without zero waste, whether anybody's trying to con you. But they are trying, which I think is important, like, you know, because the whole cartridge thing to me is just obscene, like, you know, obscene. At least with these, you know, it's just a little metal disc, you know, and if you found a way of recycling those little metal, you know, plates, well, you know, that's almost like you can keep just recycling metal. So, yeah, let's have a little look at it. So even their packaging is, well, pretty much zero waste. There's no real like plastic or anything in here. Which I like. Some razors, the actual blade part of it. It's the first time me really looking at it. I did just open the thing, like, because I didn't mean to be struggling. Some of them are quite sticky nowadays. So it goes in there like that. Don't think it's magnet. But it also goes there like that as well. So you've got two different ways of storing it, which is quite nice in its way, in itself, like, because, you know, when I was using DEs, I always made a point of putting it on, you know, putting it like that, so there was no chance of anything to do with the blade, any, you know, form of marring. And I don't know, it was just habit really. But the problem with that is you end up wearing your ends off, like. So I like it's got a holder. It's pretty stable to stand upright, and it is stable like that. It comes together really good. It's got quite a positive lock. It's got like what you call that sort of last little sort of, well, I think people call it a quarter turn, don't they, or something, but whatever it is anyway, yeah, it's got one of them, and it seems to go together really nice. The machining's quite nice. I'm assuming it's anodised, and if it is, it's a good job. I'm quite impressed, I must say. And it's got some fancy anodising inside, especially on the top of the base plate. It's quite pretty actually when the sun hits it. So we're going to have a shave of it, and we'll see how it does. I've been told I've got some trusted shaving friends. I've got you know, one of my shaving friends who we have a little chit chat every now and then. He's Friendship Shaving. If you ain't checked out his channel, he does focus more on SEs and soaps and Well, anyway, he's a nice chap. Like, he really is. Go and have a gander at his stuff. And yeah, so he gave me the heads up a little bit that Zomchi blades are not that great. And when I got asked about this, I kind of assumed their blades probably weren't going to be up to real sort of like top spec. But to me, that doesn't matter one iota about the razor, because everybody's got their preferred razors, isn't they? You know, the blades. So, you know, and I always say if you're going to get a DE or an SE, you're best off getting, you know, like a 5-packer of different blades that you know are decent blades, and then, you know, you shave with them and then you find, oh yeah, I like that blade the most, that from that brand. And then you're meant to buy that in bulk to save you money. And then that one marries with that one, and you know, you have a nice long life with your razor with decent shaves. And that is how you save money. But I will give it a go. Yeah, but I've been told they ain't that great. It's very difficult to make razor blades that are actually decent. I know you just look at them and think, you know, a piece of... Yeah, but we'll give it a go. I've actually got a razor blade from Schnick that's a vintage one, but it was one of the best razor blades, supposedly anyway, ever made, and it's one of the ones that's got that double blade thing on it. I think I've still got one. I think it's my last one. So Zomchi, sorry, is privileged to use that, because they're quite a sought after vintage blade, I imagine. But there we go, lads. My first ever freebie. I'm not going to go as far as calling it a collaboration, but it's definitely a freebie. And what I'll be doing is I was going to do a giveaway with this. Like, it's not an expensive razor anyway, but I've decided I'm not going to do a giveaway, but I'm going to put it on my eBay for 99 pence, and then, you know, whoever wants it can have it, and then they pay the postage. I'm not a rich man. I can't be out of pocket this month. January's always a bit dodgy for me, being a builder and whatnot. So there we go. Zomchi Marvellous. I'll see you, lads. I'll do the shave test with it. Cheers. Hello. Today we've got something a little bit different, because I've got my first freebie. I did do a little unboxing video. I'll bolt it to this one, I think. The company contacted me, I already said in the unboxing one. Got that the right way? Yeah. Zomchi? Don't know. Sounds about right. It's a 3-piece razor. All comes together, goes together really nice. Got some little nice anodizers, especially on this top plate. Should have maybe anodized the whole of the bottom of the, sorry, the base plate, the whole of the bottom of the top plate, but seems nice. Right, so it's got this little base as well, so like that, or like that. And it is pretty stable. Like I said, I've already done an unboxing video, so I don't need to go into great detail. Oh dear. I didn't shave with a DE razor for ages though. Like I mentioned in the other video, I did say to the gentleman I was speaking to that I'm a straight razor enthusiast, restorer, seller, and lover. So, you know, but they were very keen still to show me their razor and whatnot. Right, and because of the way this is set up, so it's a 3-piece, but the top plate screws into the handle. So you have to put these together, well, just slightly different from the other ones. So get your base plate, and they've conveniently, and well, they had to in a way for this type of razor. So we just plonk that on, and as you can see, it don't sit there too well, but that's not the razor's problem. It's because of kind of it has to. So we've got that on there, and then just put your top plate on, and just always make sure, all you got to do is touch everything from the sides. So sides of the blade, sides of the base plate, and then we're just going to screw it in. Now I've got it on quite good authority that these blades are no good, and I did expect them not to be great, sits there rather conveniently, or yeah. And but we've got backup. If you've never found these vintage blades and you come across a pack, buy them, because you're in for a shave that is super close, or at least all the ones I've run mine through. It's my last one as well, sadly. Going to be using this old Mysore sandalwood today. It's a lovely old vintage soap as well. I bought it at Noz. I don't know how long ago now, probably like a year ago or whatever it was. Yeah, so they just sent me a message basically saying, do you fancy sort of reviewing one of our razors? And I was like, yeah. And then I went and checked the kind of company out before I said yeah or anything, and you know, they sell quite good products, or at least on the face of it and everything, and you know, they're trying to do, let's just say, less waste and at least having consideration for the environment and whatnot, which is always a plus for me now. It always has, frankly, especially since I've grown up, we call it. Bit more water. I haven't used this soap for ages, so I'm a bit out of touch with it, to be honest. I've been using some of my other ones, and I realised this was at the bottom of the pile, so it means it hasn't been used for a while. And I thought, let's give it a whirl. It's got quite a delicate smell, I must say. It's not very strong smell. But it's probably because I haven't used it for a while as well. It is a lovely smelling soap. Right. Using the old synthetic brush today as well. Thought I'd better give it some love. Gonna do a nice quick simple shave today. Gonna just go over a few little DE shaving basics if you're not shaved one before. They're very easy to use, very intuitive. And I am a fan of DE SE razors. It's just, I'm a straight razor user and lover, so I'm certainly not anti DE or SE razors anyway. They provide great shaves, and they are better for the environment, way better for the environment than any epoxy plastic cartridge thing. That's quite a good lather, isn't it? Bit more hydration needed. I thought I'd give it a bit of a task as well, so I think I've got like 3 or 4 days. So whenever you get a new razor, especially if you're a bit of a newbie or anything, you need to find your angle for the dangle, meaning the cutting. So first off, I'm just trying to do it so you can see it really. Just, you know, so that's not really doing anything. Well, it's quite obvious it's not going to be, but look, touch it a bit on the side and that's cutting now. Well, yeah, the blades are cutting, but I can kind of tell that would cause me a little bit of irritation. Nothing major. I must say it's pretty tight, very tight actually. Well, let's persevere. Yeah, no. Right, I'm going to swap it out because that's getting to sort of like my bigger hair, my tougher hair, and I can tell that it's just not going to provide me with a nice comfortable shave. So you've got to be careful if you're ever going to take these off wet. Because of the way it's designed, make sure everything's at least a bit dry so you ain't got no slippy fingers going on. Should have done it with the other hand. And then turn it upside down. And we can just get the blade out then. And there's no sort of touching the, or chance of sort of touching the blades then. Which you always have to be careful of. Slide this bad boy out. So if you didn't know, these have got 2 blades on them. And the first time I ever counted these, I didn't really read them properly. I just saw Schnick, and I know Schnick are good and whatnot. And there was me, I was trying to prise them apart, man. Seriously. And then I looked at the thing and I was like, twin blades, what can that mean? Ah, yeah, that's what it can mean, yeah. So I wrecked the blade, trying to pull them apart when they're basically welded together. Or glued, whatever they are, but either way, you're not meant to prise them apart. That's not the gag for them, not the gig, sorry. Right. Right, even though that was, you could kind of tell that it weren't totally on point, you know, it's tight, very tight. Right, let's just liven that up a tiny bit. Yeah, nice soap, I've missed using that. Yeah, see, it's wildly different. Yes, like, you know, I gave that a good turn then, and I, like, you know, in terms of dealing with the hair, quite longish sort of stubble and whatnot, and I ain't clogged it up, so it's going somewhere, if you know what I mean. Retains the heat in the head well as well, I must say. I can really feel that heat transferring to my skin. Right, considering I didn't wash out that whole side then, give it a bit of a swash. And do you know what? That's done really well in terms of that regard. Like, that's really in. Cause it's the one thing that used to do my head in with the razors years ago. It weren't so prevalent with SE razors because there was always seemingly a bit more of a gap. But whoever's designed this razor, they do know what they're at, like, because underneath, that ain't clogged up. Which is quite impressive, because like I said, that's sort of multiple days use, hair growth and everything. Well, Zomchi, what can I say? I'm only going to do a one passer today. Yeah, it's even got my like sort of problem area quite well. Well, I'm impressed. You know, for saying there's quite a relatively cheap razor, it'd make a good starter razor. It really would. I'm impressed. I said to the company as well, is it alright to give it away? And they were like, yeah, sure. The only thing we're going to ask of you is to put a link in the description, which I will do. And that was it basically. So I'm not going to give it away, just because I don't want it to cost me any money. January is a bit of a tight month for me. But I'm going to list it on my eBay account for 99p. Yeah, so whoever wants it, all they have to do is pay for the postage, and they can try out a relatively new-ish to the market razor. And on the face of it, to me, it's done good, man. You know what I mean? It's like I didn't wash that out whole side on that one. I don't feel like I'm going to get irritation. I must say, them blades are the best I've tried. For like a 1-pass tight shave. I can remember did a 2-pass shave with that months ago, and it did actually give me a bit of irritation. It was that tight. See if I can get them little sides a bit tighter. Yep. Yeah, it's got them tighter. Right, that's your lot though. I ain't got time to carry on. Cheers for the chat, who emailed me. And if you fancy, like I said, if you fancy a cheap one, well, I say a cheap razor, a razor that don't cost, you know, loads of cheese, give it a whirl. See you later. Toodaloo.